What is up, fam? Welcome to the Dynasty Fan Podcast. Going to be breaking down some secret winners from the DeAndre Hopkins trade. So right now, the fall has already begun for Treylon Burks. Already 7 spots down overnight on Keep Trade Cut. On Dynasty League Football was not updated yet. It's only been a day. But on Keep Trade Cut, guys, people are already putting in their votes. And Treylon Burks was wide receiver 24 yesterday. He was right behind Jahan Dotson, right there where DJ Moore is. So basically, an overnight, DJ Moore jumped him, Deebo Samuel. Jameson Williams, I agree with, right? Michael Pittman, we said those two names yesterday. Jameson Williams should probably jump him. Michael Pittman should jump him. Right now, this looks like the market has DJ Moore, Deebo Samuel, Jameson Williams, Terry McLaurin, and Michael Pittman all over Treylon Burks right now. So we'll see. I said it yesterday, guys. If he continues to fall and he gets into like a round 2 rookie pick range, I'll definitely don't mind getting a couple shares. Talked about DeAndre Hopkins already 31 years old. So there's a chance that Father Time sneaks up on him this season. And if that's the case, right, Treylon Burks could definitely have some opportunity in that Tennessee Titans offense. So the community has spoken. They are out on Burks, it seems. So today I'm going to be talking about some under the radar players, maybe some sneaky players that have gained some value, or at least are going to have some good opportunity coming into this next season. We heard about the Bills, the Chiefs, right? Those are going to be the main teams I'm talking about. Bills, Chiefs, New England. These were teams that were rumored to be interested in the DeAndre Hopkins sweepstakes. Now that we have the destination, I think there's just some under the radar guys, some sneaky guys that were definitely winners in this trade. And I'm going to break them down for you. And you guys let me know what you think in the comments if you like these guys or there's somebody that maybe I missed out. Going to be focusing on the wide receiver position, obviously, as DeAndre Hopkins is a wide receiver. We could talk about a couple tight ends, maybe in the mix, maybe Hunter Henry. We're talking about New England Patriots. But we're going to just be focusing on the wide receiver position. So looking at it, first wide receiver I'm going to be talking about, guys, is going to be Juju Smith-Schuster. So right now, his DLF ADP, which is Dynasty League Football right now, he's going as the wide receiver 45. On Keep Trade Cut, he's the wide receiver 53. So right now he's going to New England, right? Doesn't have to worry about DeAndre Hopkins now. And we know those Pats guys now bringing in offensive coordinator, an actual offensive coordinator. They got Bill O'Brien calling the plays for this coming year. So he was a quarterbacks coach there in New England for a few years. Then he was the OC already before there. Been a college coach for the past few years. Now coming from the University of Alabama, Bill O'Brien lands back with New England. So I think I think they should have a better offense from last year for sure. And Juju right now, guys, last season was already the wide receiver 27 overall in fantasy points, right? In total points in PPR leagues. In points per game, he had 11.4 points per game, which was wide receiver 38. And the trade market right now, guys, is pretty good for Juju, right? He's a pretty cheap buy. Juju right now, only 26 years old, I believe, guys. Seems like he's been in the league forever, which he has been already. This is already his third team, but only 26 years old. And right now, guys, even if you look at it in the Patriots offense last year, Jacoby Myers had some pretty good success. I think he was like a wide receiver, like a high-end wide receiver 3. I think he was wide receiver 27 in points per game. So I think Juju right there in New England, guys, is going to have a decent shot at gaining some value this coming season. So right now, looking at a couple of trades, these are recent trades. These are all trades that were made in July. Nothing obviously since the Hopkins trade that I can find so far since it was so recent. But looking at some trades from July, guys, for Juju Smith-Schuster. One trade right here, first trade I'm going to pull up right here. These are on Dynasty League Football, guys. So they have a trade finder that you could use. So I looked up a couple of these names to see kind of what the market is on these players. So the first trade for Juju that I'm going to pull up, we have Juju Smith-Schuster and the 210 for Samaje Perine. So I like Perine, guys. I think we had a video about Perine a while back, some buy low running backs to have. If you're in win now mode, guys, you're probably going to want Perine. Javonte might not come back to start the season. He might get the chance of a re-injury. But Samaje Perine right now, guys, if you can get Juju and the 210, right, if you're a rebuild mode, you could hold on to him for a while and see, hey, maybe if he does good, has an RB 1 week or two in the beginning of the season without Javonte Williams, but really the market is going to be for these backup running backs that kind of come in. He's older. I think he's probably a second round pick is probably fair already. Then you're adding Juju, who has a chance to maybe increase in value if he has a pretty good bounce back season or a good season with the New England Patriots next season. So I like this trade. I think this is pretty good value for Juju, right? If you can swap Samaji, right? If you're not in a win now mode, right? If you can swap, get Juju on the 210, I don't mind this trade. So looking at the next one, guys, this is Juju Smith-Schuster for Eric Ezukama. I'm not really sure who that wide receiver is. Wide receiver out of Miami, guys. So probably thinking, hey, maybe I'm thinking when this deal was done, they're thinking maybe in case of a Tyreek Hill suspension. But really, it's the third and the fourth round draft pick for Juju, guys. That's a pretty cheap price to pay for Juju, right? Like I said, if you're rebuilding, you probably just want the draft picks anyways. But there's a chance, guys, that Juju does something decent this coming season. So there's that trade. Now we're going to go to the third one. We have one more, and this one is crazy, guys. We can't just show you all the trades that were just good for Juju, but this one is Michael Pittman, guys, for Juju, a second and a fourth. So that is just craziness right here. Second and a fourth round rookie pick and Juju for Michael Pittman. So Michael Pittman, also another guy that's undervalued right now for sure, I think, in the Dynasty community. So those are the trades that I have for Juju Smith-Schuster. Maybe a good little value, sneaky little buy, but definitely a winner right now in the DeAndre Hopkins trade. Now going into my second wide receiver, guys, this player was very highly ranked even this past season, guys. In 2022, he was going as high as a fourth round draft pick, I remember. And that player, guys, is Gabe Davis from the Buffalo Bills. We heard about Hopkins possibly going and joining Buffalo. He does not. So DLF, right? Dynasty League Football ranking for Gabe Davis. He's a wide receiver 48, guys. And on Keep Trade Cut, wide receiver 48 as well. So the same ranking on both. But Gabe Davis last season, guys, was a wide receiver 36 overall. He had obviously the boom bust weeks early on, but he also battled some ankle injuries early on. I'm not going to make excuses for him, guys, but he did battle some ankle injuries early on in the season. It wasn't a pretty season, but still wide receiver 36 overall. In PPR leagues, he was a wide receiver 42 overall in points per game. And he's still only 24 years old, guys, going into his fourth year there in Buffalo. We wanted the big breakout season last year. We didn't get it. But Gabe Davis, guys, is going to have some good opportunity this next season there in Buffalo. So there wasn't any recent trades, guys, in the past month or so on there. But the one that I did find was the Gabe Davis for basically the 211. So I think that's about right. I think you can, I don't know if people give him up, but if you can a late second, early third, or maybe if you could give a second and get Gabe Davis and a third round pick, if you can give, like, if you're a contender, you can give a late second, right? And you can get Gabe Davis and a third round pick. I don't mind doing that swaps. Like I said, still only 24 years old with Josh Allen, at least for this next season. It is worth mentioning, guys, he's in his fourth year, so he may be gone after this season. But you never know. Maybe he has a good season in his contract year, gets a good spot next season. Probably going to be hard for him to land anywhere other than Buffalo, but still have to put him here as a secret winner of the DeAndre Hopkins trade. So now going into my number one secret winner of the DeAndre Hopkins trade, I kind of like this guy the most because I think his value is really cheap. And he was someone that, like Gabe Davis, guys, he was pretty high. He went in his first round of your rookie drafts, and that is Sky Moore. So we heard about DeAndre Hopkins going to the Kansas City Chiefs. So a lot of Sky Moore, Rashee Rice owners were worried. But Sky Moore, DLF right now, his ranking is wide receiver 60 on Keep Trade Cut, wide receiver 47. So I guess they hate Mr. Sky Moore on DLF. Wide receiver 60, guys, overall. Only 22 years old, right? I know he had a failed first season, but Sky Moore, guys, in high school played quarterback and cornerback. So he was a converted wide receiver when he goes to Western Michigan. Sophomore season, didn't even get to have a full season. Season is cut short due to COVID. So limited reps, limited practice, right? Big year as a junior. Goes to the NFL in round 2 of your draft, of the NFL draft. Then to start training camp, guys, he starts having some thigh hamstring issues, has to miss rookie camp and some drills. So still missing reps. Really only been a receiver for a few years, guys. Still learning the position. getting better. We've already had positive reports of Sky Moore for this next coming season. I know we have Kadarius Toney there. A lot of people like Kadarius Toney. I like Kadarius Toney, guys, but he's already had some negative press around him for this season. For the Giants to get rid of him that fast, guys, it seems there was something going on there, right? Kadarius Toney, guys, also had missed 7 to 9 games in each of his first 2 seasons so far in the NFL. So I think there's going to definitely be some opportunity for Sky Moore. I think Rashee Rice is worth mentioning as well. He's ranked higher than Sky Moore right now. I think since rookie drafts are fresh and he hasn't gotten his opportunity on the field yet like Sky Moore did. But I think you can sneak in Sky Moore. I'm going to show you some trades in a little bit for Sky Moore. And I think he's a player, guys. Again, at only 22 years old, he's younger than Rashee Rice. Actually, Rashee Rice, he's a couple months younger. So if you want to look up guys on my Twitter, DynastyFam_pod, you could check out my wide receiver profiles, guys. I had Rashee Rice. I think he was wide receiver 12 for us. If you want to check it out on our Dynasty Fam Twitter, it's linked in the description here in this video. But getting back to it, guys, Sky Moore basically going as wide receiver 50, right, after just one season, right? And like I said, he's still very raw to the position, learning the position, but he's going to get some opportunity next year in this Kansas City offense. And I think that there's a chance, guys, there's a decent chance that he can improve his value next season. If he has a decent year and we see, hey, Dynasty community comes back around to him and he's only going to be 23 years old, guys. So if he does anything, shows any signs this year, I think his value could definitely increase. So let's check out some trades involving Sky Moore and let's see what you guys think. So let me know in the comments, guys, also some of these trades that I'm putting out there, if you like them, if you don't like them, or what you would maybe be trying to give up for some of these players, or what you wouldn't be willing to give up for some of these players. So checking out this first one, guys, we have, and guys, I didn't mention this, but all these that I pulled up, some of them might not have the league specifications on there, but most of these that I pulled up, they're pretty much all 12 team, start 9 or 10 super flex leagues. That's pretty much what I did. There's nothing special about these leagues, no tight end premium, nothing like that. So they're all pretty standard settings here for Dynasty leagues. So right here we have Tyler Algier and Sky Moore for DJ Chark and KJ Osborne, guys. So you're giving up Tyler Algier, who's actually a high-end handcuff right now behind Bijan. I think Tyler Algier is a good little handcuff. I'd probably rather have Algier than either of the right already. So Tyler Algier looks like he's going to be undervalued as well. And then you have Sky Moore. You're throwing in Sky Moore right there. I would rather take Sky Moore and Algier over either DJ Chark or KJ Osborne. So it just looks like the community isn't valuing Sky Moore, obviously, in some of these trades, in this trade in particular, as well as Tyler Algier, guys. And this one right here, I like this move here that this guy makes. He goes back, pretty much he just goes back 4 spots in the draft, guys. He's got the 205, he goes to the 209, and he gets Sky Moore. This is a great pick right here. This is a great move right here to have. He moves back 4 spots and gets a good little dart throw, or gets a player that he likes, gets a player that he maybe thinks has some potential for this next season that could improve his value. So this is pretty much going back 4 spots. And if Sky Moore were to hit or do anything good this year, you're definitely winning big time on this trade. So I like this move. I think this is a good little smart move to do for Sky Moore if you haven't had your rookie drafts yet. Now, this last one I couldn't understand, guys. I actually like Irv Smith. I think he's a decent little sneaky under the radar tight end right now. In Cincinnati, we saw Hayden Hurst actually have some value there last season with Joe Burrow. So I liked Irv Smith. But if you're telling me Sky Moore, and I tried to look here if this was a tight end premium. That's not tight end premium, guys. It's 5 points per passing touchdown, 1 point PPR. Start 10, but right here, guys, Irv Smith and Sky Moore. I don't mind. I guess if you're tight end needy, right, and you want to take a risk on Irv Smith, that's fine. But Sky Moore for Irv Smith, guys, I'd much rather have Sky Moore in Kansas City. Like I said, if this was 2 tight end league, maybe they'll make it interesting, or tight end premium, but it's not. So Sky Moore for Irv Smith, who really hasn't done anything himself either. Been in the league a few years already. So I think the community as a whole, guys, has already given up on Sky Moore, like I said, who's only had 1 season under his belt in the NFL and very few seasons as a wide receiver. So those are some of the secret winners that I have of the DeAndre Hopkins trade. Comment below, guys, your thoughts on some of these players. And also, if you have another secret winner in mind that I didn't mention, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel and support the fan.